Hello and good evening. Welcome to A Moment with Vivacious. I'm all excited, but y'all, I had my other eye surgery, so no makeup tonight. But we have Coach Rob with us. You know, we're so stuck in our neighborhoods and where we are in our families. And Coach Rob, he coaches life, coaches it all. Good evening, Nola Reeds. We're so glad to have you with us tonight. So I'm just gonna be quiet and we're gonna do the intro and bring up Coach Rob. See you in a minute. Welcome to A Moment with Vivacious, a freedom ride where we the people gather to build ourselves, our family, our community, and our nation. For the sound of America for progress has reached critical mass. Understanding that we must put aside our differences to focus on the greater good. This is a place of collaboration to rebuild and restore our nation. Welcome to A Moment with Vivacious. Hello. And hello, Coach Rob. How are you tonight?
I'm great, and yourself?
I am doing wonderful. Just had a great Democratic women's meeting.
Oh, that's
and I had to rush because we really need to hear from you tonight.
great.
So what we're going to do first is allow you to introduce yourself and give us a little bit of what you do.
Okay, my name is Robert Lewis. They call me Coach Rob from a little small town in South Carolina called Central South Carolina. I grew up in a predominantly, well, we was mixed, whites, blacks, a few Puerto Ricans, few Asians, but we all stayed in the little hood together. But yeah, and I'm a BA. I deal with kids, at high risk kids, and also I'm a foster parent. And I train athletes. I'm a professional boxing coach and a professional soccer coach.
That's awesome. Who are some of the people that you coached?
Three of the famous ones in our era is Mike Tyson, Pernell Whitaker, and Evander Holyfield.
All right, that's awesome. And we want to start off talking tonight. How did you get started working with young men, young people, right?
Well,
How did you get started in that?
in my neighborhood, I was, well, not really the oldest, but I took it on myself to just get kids and go around the neighborhood and help older people take out trash and rake the yards and things of that nature. And I wanted kids to understand that you could do something out of love and not about, it don't have to always be about money, but let's go around and let's just make sure we help the older people. And so that's when I was starting small, like young, just helping people in the neighborhood. And I help people now. I love to help kids, anybody. I just love to give back.
So now most of your work is through your nonprofit.
Yes, nonprofit. Yes.
Tell us about your nonprofit.
I have
and what it do.
I have a nonprofit, Never Look Back. We want to bring kids up, even though we said never look back, but we want to look back at the history and just move forward and try to keep kids moving forward and educating kids. We like to go around to different communities and try to help out with different individuals, different kids from certain neighborhoods. I don't really care about the color of the neighborhood. I just want to help the kids. And I'm thinking now that like giving back to the kids. I think, people always talking about, people need to give money, Democrats need to do this, they ain't doing nothing and yada, yada, yada. But I don't really think we need to give them handouts. I think we big in that. We way past that. Because giving handouts we hadn't, haven't done nothing to us but put us in a hole. So my thing I would think about doing, I would like to do is like go into neighborhoods and get the kids, put them on the bus, take them out of that neighborhood, take them to an area where we can just put them in the area and they can learn things, teach them and then take them back to the neighborhood. But what I mean when I'm talking about teaching is like sit them down, spread them out, and let's do some type of meditation. I know it's hard, but if we don't change our mindset, nothing gonna ever change. And if you look at different hoods, you look at the peoples in the bad neighborhoods, their mindsets are the same. They never elevate. They stay on this one line, either go this way, they go that way, but they never gonna elevate themselves because we can't get into the mindset. We can't get them to change the mindset. So I'm thinking if we go in and get them kids, have a program to get them kids to pull them out of the neighborhood, take them somewhere, somebody that look like them, but have a little bit more, they raise the level up a little bit higher so we can all sit in and we can all meditate, and then we can picture something that we want and meditate on that and be selfish enough that we stick to that and let them write it down. And let's just keep forcing ourselves to just sit down and tell them you have to think about this at least once, 2, 3 times a day. We have to focus. You got to focus on this. And if we focus enough and put energy into that, it'll come. It'll come. And once they see that they can get things out of their self, it's over. But how are we going to get that? Because the parents are messed up. It's hard to get to the parents because I do foster kids, and I'm telling you, them parents are something else. And then, parents are having kids and they were messed up, and then the kids be messed up because they don't know how to deal with the kids, and then kids go in the system. The kids get out of the system. They have a baby with somebody that's messed up, and this cycle just keep going, continue. And people like to say, well, if I could do it, if I did it, they could do it. No, it don't work that way. It's the mindset. I don't care where you go. If you're not educated or getting educated, you're not moving. It's not going to happen. That's why we're in different situation now, because we won't educate ourselves. And then people say, well, they need to be getting handouts and stuff. Now, we don't need to give money out. We need to give some education out. If we can go in there and get them kids and pull them out, we got to educate them kids. It's so important. Education is that secret ingredient. It's like the Underground Railroad. We got to get it. We got to sneak and get it, or we just got to get it. And education is not, it's silent. You don't know somebody is educated or not just by looking at them. It's silent. That's what we need to do. We need to go back, grab them kids, and change it. And we could do it. We could do it, but we just got to give the kids another environment to say, oh man, this is a little different. Oh man, I could do this. Oh man, I was meditating 3 times a day and this came to me. Oh, I was meditating 3 times a day and this came to me. When you get a kid like that, it's hard to meditate, but when you get a kid in that era right there, it's different. I know this because I've done it with myself. I'm not talking about what somebody told me. I've done it with myself. I was working at Mars Brown College, and when they was messing around with the money right before they shut down, and the president fired the AD, and the AD have a team, so the football, basketball, everybody get fired. So we all got fired. And I had wrote a pamphlet on how to train Mike Tyson, and I sent it to him. My buddy was out there, so I sent it to him. They read it, and I got fired on that Thursday. They called me on that Friday. They flew me out on that Saturday. This is Mike Tyson. Somebody that I admired and dreamed about, not dreamed about training him, but I'm telling you, every day I would talk to Mike Tyson. Every day it was just on and on and on and on. And my discipline with talking to Mike Tyson was, like all the time. It was all about him. I didn't care nothing about nothing else. It was all about Mike Tyson. It had got so bad that when I would get in the car and drive, Tyson would be with me. And we just conversate. I'd be laughing. We'd be laughing. And I'm saying to myself, I know these people down the street. I know they like, what's wrong with this guy? But saying all of that, when I got the call and I went out there and I met him, but he didn't want to meet me the first day. So the coach was like, come on, let you meet him. So he met him. He said, you want to meet coach? This is a new coach. He said, no. I said, okay, cool. So he got out of the ring. He went and laid down on the mat, and the coach says, go over there and stretch it. I was kind of nervous. I'm like, what? He didn't want to meet me. I said, okay. I'll go over there stretching. And he had his head up. He was just looking at me like I was getting ready to attack him. He had his head up. I asked him to give me his right leg. I got his leg, and I moved it around and stretched it a little bit. Probably about 15 seconds. He pulled his leg down. He said, I'm good. I said, okay. He got in the ring, finished his work, came back out. The coach said, you want to talk to him now? He said, no. I said, wow. And when I was sitting down, I said, I know you better than know yourself. He said, what? I said, nothing. And so when I was sitting down, beginning to sit down, and I sit in, that was the second day, I sit in the seat. And when I was sitting in the seat, I was raising my head up and he was sitting down in front of me. And I was like, he said, what you gonna do for me? I said, bring you back. And I said, no, I'm not gonna bring you back because you're already back. I said, what I'm gonna do, you used to fight here. We got to bring you back to the top. We will bring you back to the top. We just got to put in the work. He said, oh, you can do that? I said, you can't imagine what I could do. He said, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give you 2 weeks. I said, nah, don't give me 2 weeks, give me 3 days. He said, excuse me? I said, just give me 3 days. He said, okay. All right, I'm gonna have a driver to come get you today. I said, good, I'll see you this evening. Now, the driver came and got me. I trained him, came back the next day. When he came in the gym, everybody hug him, they kiss him, they hug on him. And I can see him over there pointing and moving around and pointing at me, and they looking back at me. And keep looking back at me. So he go in the room, and then I'm sitting in that same seat. I say, he go in the room and get dressed. They come out, and the coaches keep walking by me. And I say, you know what, man, this, hey, I don't know what you did to him, man, but he said you the best thing ever came through. I said, really? He said, I'm telling you, man. But I'm saying to myself, I know he did because I know I got it. The things I did, I know he's not doing it. So Tyson finally came out. Coach Brooks said, go train him. Go stretching. When I went to stretching, he was laying down. He raised his head up. He said, I just want to let you know you the man. And laid down. That was the second day. The first day, he was a little like he was getting ready to jump on me. The second day, he released everything I had. I didn't know how long I was going to be out there. I didn't ask to be out there long. All I did was ask that I'm going to train him. And I saw it was crazy though. I seen everything we was doing. I seen us laugh and I seen us training. I saw all of this way before it happened. So we have to be able to picture stuff before it happened. We got to start from the end. Then we can start from the front. But the start is at the end. You got to put all this up. Even like when you're building a house, all about, you have to build a house. You see all this. You see the final, you see it at the final stage, but then you got to go back and start to build. And that's the same thing.
So, about how many years did you train people, and what did you do after that? How did you come to the point of knowing that you had to help the children?
I was 12. I was 12 when I first started, and it was kids under me, but it was older kids that I used to hang around a lot. Well, I had friends like, I was 12, my friends like 30 something. I always had older guys. Even though the thing about it, my older friends would all drink and stuff, but they never let me drink. But now somebody my age, they would let them drink. I didn't understand that, but they would not let me do it. I didn't want to do it anyway, but they wouldn't let me do it. So it was cool. Mm-hmm. But I started at a young age. I started when I was 12, training and dealing with kids.
So, at what point did you get that? Did you get the nonprofit?
About 12 years ago, I think. Something like that.
About 12 years ago?
Yeah.
And what areas do y'all work in?
What you mean?
Like, do you work with just boys? You work with girls?
Well, my wife worked.
You work with children?
Yeah, my wife worked with the girls. I work with the boys. We go to different centers and stuff. And then some people just call me up and ask me, can I hang out with a kid or be with the kid or take the kid out? And I say, yeah, I deal with them. I hang out with them. And just because a lot of times the kids don't have nobody. And I know, dealing with kids in the foster care, them kids that get it, they kind of remind you of people that been to prison. They be in the foster care so long that they know the system and they be slick and don't really trust nobody. And then they try to get over on everybody. They don't understand who's nice and who's not. They don't understand who's trying to educate them, who's not. So you have to really sit them down. You have to talk to them. You have to correct them because they'll act up. You have to correct them. And, you just have to, with me, you have to. I want to treat them like they're my kids, and a lot of times with that, people, the head up don't want you to treat them like that. I'm like, y'all treating these kids like they're prisoners. These kids are kids. You know, they got to be loved too. You got to get these kids love. That's all they want. You got to break them down, and you got to love them. You got to show them that somebody really loves them. Everybody's not bad.
So let's talk about your brand.
Mm-hmm.
How does your brand connect to all
Free,
of this?
fighting racism, fighting racism equals equality. That's all of us. I don't know if you can see it, but the black and the white hand that represents every culture on the planet. All of us wear clothes, you know. All of us eat. All of us go to the bathroom. So my brand is just represent the people. It's all about the people for me. I just want when it's fighting. When they say fighting, you know, it scares people. But I'm just talking about fighting within yourself to change yourself. The bias and the bigotry, the hate, all the stuff you have within. If you work on the inside, things around you change. But you can't get nothing done working on the outside. You can't heal yourself from the outside. You got to do it from the inside. But all of us think, not all of us, a lot of us think that we can heal ourselves from the outside, and we're scared of the inside. It's too much work. It's too much work. But that's all my brand is about. My brand is about, number one, is about education. You have to get education to change. And we believe if you get education, that'll give you the structure that you need to change, to do whatever you want to do. But you got to get it through education. I never see no Democrats that's really doing it, no Republicans, whatever. I never see none of them that just sitting around not doing nothing. Somebody
None of them that just do what?
that's doing nothing. What I mean by that is like things just come to them. You have to be educated. They picking up a book, they listening to people. In today's time, like, you know, the social media, we have so many things on social media and so much knowledge and information on that is unreal. But the kids prefer looking at a game, you know, they prefer that. But if they could just put that down, just give themselves a little time. If you can give yourself 5-10 minutes a day, eventually you can increase that. Just look at something positive. Look at something positive. Look at something positive. And but now it's they keep looking at stuff negative, so the negative gonna always outweigh the positive. It's gonna always outweigh the positive. You don't put none of that in. You got to put some of that in, and it's at their hand, but they refuse to do it.
Well, I wouldn't say that there's not Democrats or Republicans um, doing that
No,
because
no. You misunderstood. What I'm saying is that what I'm saying is like, okay, I didn't even say the Democrats and Republicans. I'm just saying anybody that's doing something, they're doing something. They're not just sitting around and they not doing nothing. They reading a book, they studying, they following somebody, they doing something to get where they at. That I never seen nobody just sit and do nothing and get everything. I ain't never seen that. And I ain't gonna never see that. You have to put in the work. That's all I was saying. I just put the Democrats and Republicans. All I'm saying is that you got to put in the work to get something out of it. That's just like if you working and you work 9 hours a week, and at the end of the week, you want to get paid for 40 hours. You only put 9 hours in. How you gonna get paid for 40?
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. You got to put some work in. I don't care who you are. You have to work. You have to work. And some of us scared to work. Like some of the hoods, a lot of stuff has been given to us. You know, when I was younger, we had food stamps. I get that. But you got to put yourself in a situation when that is happening. How long is that going to last? So you either going to educate yourself to try to move yourself past that, to get a better job, to help your family better, or you're going to stay in the same situation. A lot of us like to stay in the same situations because we get so indoctrined to give. And I'm not against the giving. I'm just against people just laying around not doing nothing and being gay.
Because that paralyzes people.
Right.
Then they become entitled.
Right.
And they want more and more and more. And I say the same thing. We keep in our society, we keep giving the same people.
Right.
While the same people still struggling.
Right.
The people that's doing something for themselves should be the ones to get something.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, like help them. But
yeah,
to just give, it cripples them. And
yeah.
people think that you can just keep giving and that's gonna make them better, but it's not.
I don't know why, because you can see everyday life. It just makes them worse because people wait on the first, they wait on the third of the month, and they don't do nothing in between that. Not it ain't blacks, it ain't whites, it's people that's in the low budget areas. That's what they do. And
Mm-hmm.
I was just watching I like to watch poor people, poor countries and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some bad people out there. It is some it's bad. It's really bad all over the country, and the United States is really bad. I wouldn't think it was like that, but yeah, you got places like Kentucky, Alabama. It's really bad. Them people don't have nothing, man, and it's bad. It's really bad and it's sad. And a lot of them are white. You know, and you see some blacks, but it's a lot of whites that's really really poor. A lot of blacks are really really poor, and they don't really have no education. They don't really know how to get out of it, or none of that. Like a lot of white areas, it's a lot of drug infested blacks too. But like that, what's that drug out there now, and it's killing a lot of whites in the white area. It's really
Fentanyl.
That's it. It's really bad. If like I say, I like to watch shows like that because it's educate me, and then I see how the little people are, and I've been seeing it, but it's sad, and goes back to the mindset. They don't have a clue how to raise their vibration. They don't have a clue. And how do you go? How do you go in and get them out and help them? Can't help everybody. You think you can, but it's okay if we try. But everybody's not gonna get the help. Everybody's not gonna get the help, and everybody don't want the help. It's okay. If you don't want to, if you don't want the help, that's okay. Move on out the way. Let that person behind you get it.
So, Coach Bob, can we talk about people that have, even the young people coming up right now, they may have some issues. They really want to be different, but in my opinion, in some of that and a lot of that, they've taken away um, their process of thinking.
Oh yeah,
I was just coming like critical thinking. Like children are allowed to make decisions. They're 8 years old, and their parents say, "Well, what do you think?" And I look at, of course, it says because I'm old, but I look at them and say, well, "How they gonna know what to think with? They're 8.
right,
How they gonna have wisdom to make the
right,
decision you asking them what they think?"
right, right. In the daytime, it's like these days in time, like the critical thinking is horrible now because, like I said, I'm dealing with foster kids. I'm dealing with kids, period. But you can tell a kid to go down or go in the kitchen and go on the top of the cabinet to the left, and it's gonna be such and such. They'll go in there and look. If it's not there, they're gonna come back and say, "I don't see it." It could be right on the right side because you might have forgot where you put it. It could be on the right side, but they're critical thinking, even though it's there, they cannot see it because they just can't think like that. And it is, and I see that a lot. I mean, and sometimes I'll be like, "What are you doing?" They don't have it. I mean, I have kids. Um, I might tell them to get something out of the car or do something and just do it totally backwards. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And then they say like, "I'm just stupid." No, you're not. You're not stupid. Don't do that. Don't put that energy in you. You're not stupid. So don't say that. There's no such thing. You just got to understand. That's all. You got to understand better. And like a lot of kids in the group home, they majority of them, they just want to do the bad stuff. They seem like they want to fit in the society. I get it because the peer pressure is something. I get that. But why not do the good stuff so you can really fit in? But they want to do all the bad stuff. When they come out, they want to do all the bad stuff. I don't get it, but that's what they like to do, and they think that's what put them in society. Because I guess they see, rap or different music and stuff. I guess they see people doing that, so they want to be a part of that, and it's sad. And just going back to what you were saying about the kids trying to reason, it's hard to reason because they don't get it. I'm telling you, this social media stuff, it's like it's great and then it's bad. If it's great, If you're not educating yourself, it's bad when you keep flicking and keep flicking and keep flicking, just trying to entertain yourself. It's bad because you don't understand nothing. All you want to do is have something click in your head. You want to keep that clicking, and they don't realize it. I try to tell them that they got you guys. They got y'all perfect. Now, some people out of these people coming up, they're going to run the world. But y'all guys will not run the world. Y'all will be working for them. Y'all will be doing things for them. Y'all will never be better, elevate yourself because that clicking, y'all just keep so much on social media. You got to get away from that. You got to give yourself a break.
And learn how to learn how to think for real. So you brought up group home. Hi, Sigrid, glad you joined us. I'm sorry, go right ahead.
I think that I was thinking, like, I bought a little boy a puzzle the other day, and critical thinking. He has to work the puzzle. One of them hates it because he don't want to sit down enough time, but other one, he don't like it as much, but now he's seeing that he put pieces in there, so he's better with it. And now he want another one, but you got to finish this one first. So if he finished this one, and just by looking and reasoning with it, I see him trying to think. I said, okay, yeah, okay. They working that brain. They don't know it, but they working it. And by putting that puzzle together, they're going to be able to figure stuff out. When they go outside, they're going to figure a little bit more stuff. Oh, okay, I can do this. Oh, you put this piece in, oh man, I can do this. And they like it. And like, also it's like so many kids in there that's illiterate. I mean, you got kids at 13, 14, 15, 16, don't know how to read. And I'm saying, how did they slip through the system like this? Who allowed y'all to get this far and y'all didn't read? And then you got to take me. I take the kids to the library. I take them out. I got one little kid, he's 15. He hates to do it. He hates to read. All he want to do is play games. I said, look, you got to give me a little bit. Let's do 10 minutes today. Tomorrow we'll do 15. But we got to do something. Okay, coach, okay. Hate to do it. He do it. He feel a little bit better about himself. The next day, the same way. But you have to keep doing that. You have to support these kids. When you support these kids and just kind of groom them a little bit so they kind of get it, they'll come around. Because I work with some bad kids. But if you just groom them a little bit, I worked with this one kid, he was like 14. He was a little kid. Illiterate, couldn't read, couldn't write, but he could count money, but he don't really count the money. He knew that he had like some fake dollar bills. He knew that if he put down 5 20s, he know that was 100. So I say, put down 2, what's that? And he's, count that. He didn't know how to do that. So then I had to start counting from 1 and keep helping him out. And he got to 60 one time. He lost his mind. Oh my God. He was so happy. But he don't want to do that. But you got to do it every day. Just a little every day. And they'll begin to change. And I like that because I see them working. You don't have to be on the lost side. Somebody just got to be there so you can find yourself. That's all. Somebody got to be there to show you, okay, here, hey, go this route right here. And they'll appreciate it, but you got to be there for them all the time because they so surrounded with negativity. If they get back to the negativity and you're not there one day, they'll fall back off. But you have to be there to say, okay, do it like this. Let me help you out. I don't want to do this today. When they whine, you calm down and just listen to them. Well, what's going on with you today? Why don't you want to do it? Why can't we do this? You do this and I'll do this. Okay. Well, can I just do 2? No, we got to do more than this now. If you want this, give me 5 of them. Let's do 5. Okay, coach. Okay, let's do it. And they do it. And they happy when they finish because they did it. Yeah. Now they still getting something with that, but they happy with themselves.
Sigrid, we're so glad you joined us tonight. So I think this is very well. So if I put it in a few words, it's like if you just take time to give these children love. Thanks for joining us, Kanisha. If you give time to give these children, because that's what I find. I find when they come in, I'm a be a problem.
Right.
So I was, well, why you want to be a problem?
Right.
You come here to help you. This is your safe place.
Right.
This is where you're gonna come get love, and you're gonna come get, and that'll change their attitude. But then that takes us back to everybody. Everybody, that's normal. Do you think that once you accomplish this thing you thought you could not, and then I find a lot of children that come to us, but we have children. We get children with mental health issues.
Right.
So a lot of kids that come to us are dealing with a lot of stuff because of rejection. I've been rejection and abandonment that sets them off way back. Can you talk about that for us for a minute?
Yeah, I think a lot of kids are like that. They a lot of them be abandoned. I have this one kid. He was born in prison. He didn't know his dad, didn't know his mom, and then he was with another group of people, and they treated him bad. Then he was another group of people, they treated him bad, and he was in some kind of ring where they had a whole bunch. They had like 20 some kids, and he was one of the kids. Kept running, and they called him a cage bed or something like that, where they sleep in the cage or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he ran a couple times, and then one time he ran, he had a gun on him, and the police stopped him, and they took him back, and he started telling. So we find out that these people was traumatizing the kids, and it was a lady over the program, her and her husband. She didn't want to go to jail, so she ended up shooting herself, and they locked her husband up. But when I talked to him, when I first met him, he was so negative. Oh my God, he can't nobody help me. I don't. I can't be helped. He hated everybody. He didn't, but he was a good kid. I just listened to him. And then I gave my input a little bit, and I just listened to him. Majority of the days that we was together, when we first was together, I just listened, because no matter what I was going to say, he was not going to receive it. So I just listened to him, and I gave him my ear, and let him know I was there for him. Eventually, he turned around. He called me tonight. I was with him earlier today. He called me tonight, and he was talking about another kid. And he was like, "Coach, I just don't know. He's in here looking at this real depressing music. I don't want to listen to no depressing music. I don't like that. I know how it is to be depressed. I was depressed all the time. And now that I'm not depressed, I love being on this side." And I'm like, really? And I love doing this. I love being on this side. I'd rather be happy than I'll be happy all the time now. When I tell you, this boy used to be sad all the time, this little boy was sad all the time. He was sad all the time. And I think just giving an ear, and a lot of the kids won't trust you because they don't think they need help, so they won't trust you. And I'm just like, when he was telling me, I don't need no help, yada, yada. I'm like, you 15. So you tell me that you didn't help everybody in the world, and help you. You done ran into everybody, and can't nobody help you. You only 15. You only been living really 4 or 5 years understanding yourself, not really understanding yourself yet, because you done been through a lot of stuff. You're only 15. Now he's 16, and he's 360-degree turn. I had another kid. Now he was messed up. He hated his mom. He hated his dad. He don't trust nobody. He cuss everybody out. Kevin was a handful, but now he done changed his life. 300. I was just talking about him today. He done made 306. He called me about 3 or 4 times a day. Coach Rob, I'm at work now. When I first told him, I said, if you get a job, son, you wouldn't last. You probably get fired in like 30 minutes, because he would cuss everybody out. When you meet him, I would take him places. What the such you looking at? And all it boiled down to, he had been so neglected all his life, and then he was fat. He had got fat, and he didn't like himself. And I knew all of that. But one day he told me, and he said, "You ain't gonna believe me. I want to tell you something, but I hate myself." I said, "What?" "I'm fat. I'm disgusting." I said, "No, you're not. No, you're not like that." "No, Miss Rob, I'm telling you, I hate myself. I don't brush my teeth." He told me all this stuff, but I'm getting ready to start doing this, and now he done lost about 50 pounds. When I say 360 degrees, he's a star. He didn't change, but it's all because he's been around people that's loving him and tolerating him. You have to tolerate these kids. Like some people, like at some group home, they can't tolerate them. They get so mad at them.
Right.
You got to tolerate the kids because they messed up. You got to tolerate them. Whatever you got going on at home, you got to leave it there, because when you get in with them kids, it's going to be something different. So You got to tolerate him. Once you tolerate him, and I got another little boy. He's a terror. You know him. He's a terror too, and he's something special. But you got to tolerate him. You got to talk to him. And you got to talk him off a ledge. You know, and he's one of them. You got to talk him off the ledge because he want to cut himself and hurt himself, but he'll get something and scratch himself because he want 10, 13. You're not going nowhere. We're not gonna allow you to go nowhere. You're gonna have to deal with it. You're gonna be okay. I'm here with you. You're gonna be okay. It's all right. And then he'll start crying, Coach, I'm sorry. And he's gonna apologize. And the next day he'll do the same thing. And then he's gonna apologize. But now he's not apologizing much because I told him I don't want to hear no apology. All I want to know is how you doing. Are you okay? What's going on with you today? You're gonna be all right. We got to work on Matthew. You know, we got to keep working on you. We got to keep working on you every day. Okay, coach. Okay, but can we do it? No, we got to do it now. Okay. And he one of the ones that he want everything his way. If he don't get it his way, he know he can black out. He know ain't nothing gonna happen to him, so he just black out. And I'm just like, then like that, I get calls and he have to get on the phone with me. He don't want to talk, but then he break down, call me, call me back and start talking, apologizing. So what I tell you about apologizing? Because if you're gonna do it again, it don't make sense to apologize. What is wrong with you? What happened? Just tell me what happened so we can make it better next time. Please tell me what happened. Then he give me this story and I just listen to him. He liked to lie a lot. So I just listen to him. But what all I'm doing is trying to get that energy out of him, get it off of him because that pressure he got on him, he got to relieve the pressure. Relieve it off me. Talk to me. I'm listening to you. Come on, talk to me. And he'll get it off of me, then he's okay. Not saying that he's not going to do it again the next day. But he's going to do it again the next day. And he told me the other day, say, Coach, I've been good for 5 weeks now. Matthew just was on the roof last week. They had to call me about you being on the roof. And you only been in school for 2 weeks. What are you talking about? Oh, that is right. Well, I've been doing good for 3 days, Coach. That's good. I'm proud of you. And and I'm gonna get my allowance back. I said, you always have your allowance. You just always mess it up. But I'm here to give it to you. You just have to do what you do on your end, and I'll do it on my end. If I tell you I'm gonna do something for you, I got you. I just want you, when I ask you to do something for me, you just return the favor. That's all. And all I'm asking you to do is be good to Matthew and then be good to the people. But you got to be good to yourself first. Then you can be good to the people.
Yeah, I found the secret with him when I dealt with him was make him the superstar.
That's what he wants.
When I came on the floor, I just made him the superstar.
That's what he wants.
He's taking care of everything. And
yeah,
had no problem. You saw we were friends when you walked in. We were friends because he was my superstar.
Yeah, and see, that's what he wants. He want to be heard, and he want to be the man because he used to curse me back. I run this such and such here. I run it, and the other guys is like bigger than him. It's like that little syndrome and stuff. And I'm just like, you're gonna have to calm down, Matt. You're gonna have to calm down. But he liked to talk. He want to talk. He want to get it out. He got so much going on. But a lot of people don't know how to talk to him because they start talking aggressive to him, and then he started talking aggressive to them, and then it's just a bad match.
Yeah, I see that happening so often with so many.
Yeah, you gotta humble, but see, they gotta understand. You gotta humble yourself to the kids, and it's like, well, he a kid, yeah, but he have problems. So if you humble yourself to the kid, he'll be all right. He gonna trust you. He gonna talk to you. I have kids that I done dealt with years. They always call me. They always talk to me, because they need an ear. You gotta give them an ear. This world is hard. Now I would never want to come back and be a kid right now. No, y'all keep that.
I wouldn't want to raise one right now.
No, it's rough, man. It's rough on them. And they don't have the intelligence, they need. Not all of them, but a lot of them don't have the intelligence that they need. And it's hard. Like I say, if you can't change the mindset, and that's the same thing with Matthew, trying to get him to think a little bit different, trying to get him to just trying to go on the inside and Matthew think, what about this right here? What about this? Kind of give him choices, and he's like, okay, I like this better. Well, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it. Okay, yeah, let's do it like this then. Let's do it the way you want to do it. That's gonna make you feel better. I'm cool with that. Let's do it this way. Okay, coach, I'm gonna do it this way. Dang, let's do it this way, baby. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. So whatever way he want to do it, let's do it. To make him feel better, I'm with you. And in the process, he's learning more about Matthew, and he's figuring things out. So That's how I work with the kids. I want to see what's going on with them first, and then I just want to talk to them, let them know, tell me what's going on.
And they'll be the winning story in the end, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Ace, for joining us tonight. Sigrid said, Mr. Lewis, I agree with you. I know someone that needs to hear this because they give into the child and let them do what they want to do. They give in the child.
No.
And then Kanisha said, it's so important to pour into our young Black boys with positivity. Trust me, it's important.
And you know what? Tell her that
You can tell her. That's why I read it. So.
Hey, I mainly deal with young white boys, but Jordan, my kids are white, so I get it though. We all need it. I'm not anti-black, but I'm just saying we all need it. But the ones I deal with is white. All mine is white, and Mexican. I done
And
had some.
And that's because they'll seek help before we seek help.
Yeah. And then it's a lot of whites in the, like I met this Black lady one time. I had to take a kid from Stone Mountain to Columbus, and I don't really do kids like that. And this little boy was 2 years old, and they didn't tell me till I got there. But okay, I took and brought him back. And the Black lady was like, she brought a little girl out, which was Korean. She said, "It's so sad that we it's so many of us in the system. It's just so." I said, "What you mean?" She said, "Just so many of us." I said, "No, no, ma'am. Trust me. This is a little Black boy right here. You got a Korean little baby right there, and all I deal with is white. So I don't see it that way. And if you look at the stats, it's a lot more whites than it is blacks in here. So that's not true." She said, "Really?" I said, "I'm just telling you how I see it because this is what I'm working with. This is all I see. Majority, all I see is whites. And they got problems. The blacks got problems. It was a couple of blacks at at this group home that I'm now. There's a couple of blacks there, but majority of them was white. The girls, majority of them was white. So yeah, we all have problems. We all not. And the majority of the whites, they not taking care of our kids now. I mean, their kids now. We take care of our kids. I can say that it's a lot more blacks take care of their kids. There's a lot of whites in there, and people, since this world is about black and white, it make it seem like we don't take care of our kids, but that's not true. Not the way I see it. Like I said, all my little guys are white kids.
Mr. Lewis, Sigrid would like to know, Coach Rob, can you tell me, Sigrid's asking this, Mr. Lewis, can you tell me things that can be on a 7-year-old? Evidently, she has a 7-year-old in her life that's going through some traumas and bad behaviors, out of control behaviors.
You might need to take him somewhere, or you might need to take him out, or you might not be able to do it. Somebody else, you might have to bring somebody else in just to see what's going on with the kid. I would probably bring somebody else in, just trying to kind of befriend him or whatever, and just watch how he act and watch how he do things. But he just doing it, have you been always doing this?
Sigrid, Coach said, is he always been doing this, or has he just started doing it? I think, I know Sigrid, I think the child has always, he, ever since, it got worse as he got older. Am I correct, Sigrid? It gets worse as he gets older, and he's just like out of control.
What you might need to do then, she might need to get some help, professional help, because you might not be able to help him. And if you watch the patterns, another thing what we had to do as parents, we just had to watch the patterns. We had to watch it, we had to write it down, and you could figure it out. You keep writing it down, keep watching him, and watch how he do certain things. A lot of times we don't watch, we just get mad. And we don't pay attention to what would set him off and why certain things set him off. Some could be going on with him internal. Because I had a little kid, he was a good kid, but he would go to 0 to 100. I mean, like, he'll take a nap. You wake him up from his nap, he looked like a demon. He's somebody else. He cussed everybody out. He want to fight everybody out. up, he want to tear up everything, and you just kind of got to restrain him and just kind of talk to him, like put him outside, and he'll run around and be cussing and screaming. But eventually he'll calm down, and he'll now I'm telling you, he go to zero. I never had one like him. He's like, he was something else. He fight, and I had to go to school with him every day. He'll black out in school, and I had to come him down, and they even gave me a walkie-talkie. He'll go run in the hall, and the principal be one way, the assistant principal, then I'll be, and I just kind of walk behind him and just not say anything to him, because when you walking behind him, when you bother them, you kind of irritate them. So I don't even walk close enough to him. I walk a little distance, and he don't say anything. He just calm down, and then when he come down, he'll come back to you. And I noticed that with a lot of kids, when they start acting crazy outside or running, and a lot of people run after them, but they want attention, just like Matthew did last week. He was running. I told the staff, leave him alone. Quit running up to him, because if you keep running, he's going to keep going. And so I backed him down, told him to come back. He come right on back. And he get away, and he curse, and he come right on back.
Secret said he is in counseling, but I don't see it working. He get mad if he is told to something he doesn't want to do something he doesn't want to do, and he goes from 0 to 1,000.
Yeah, I get that. And well, thing like that, I'm not really a therapist, but a lot of times these people with the counseling is not doing nothing. That's just like in the group home, they don't be doing nothing. But you got to find somebody that's good. I know a guy named Dr. Moses. After it's over, you can give Miss what's name your number, and then I can let Dr. Moses talk to you. And sometimes when they like that, you just got to figure out, well, what do you want to do? Even not that you're gonna give it to him, just tell me what you want to do. And if you do this over him, and then you can do this. You got to give me something, then I'll give you something. Try that. But you can't try it in a harsh voice. You got to just kind of just get on the kids level, Like Matthew, I joke a lot with him. When he acting up and he mad, I just be joking, and then I break him down a little bit. He start laughing. So, but I've been working with him a long time. So, I mean, with this little boy, you probably need somebody that can come in, a real therapist that would really work for what he's supposed to be doing. Some of them is not working, I promise you. Because a lot of kids I didn't have, they're not working. And they'll tell you, like Kevin I was talking about earlier, he's had some horrible therapists.
And as a mental health nurse, sometimes it's a mental health issue and the child needs medicine.
Yeah.
The child needs medicine.
Yeah. And
sometimes, how do you find that, Coach?
Yeah, a lot. Sometimes they need medicine, and we kind of stabilize them. But a lot of times, what we don't understand, I'll come back another time and do something on food. The chemicals in the food, we don't get that, but the chemicals in the food has messed us up a lot. Mental health and all that. So the chemicals in the food, the processed foods and all that stuff, it's killing us. It's hurting us, and it's really bothering the ones that's sick, got problems, but they still eating it, but they don't understand, and their parents don't understand. They just feed them. They feed them whatever. But I notice if you can get on some fruit and some vegetables, I mean, just move away from the stuff. But they're not going to eat the fruits and vegetables. Most kids ain't. They rather do something that's quick, and their parents rather do something that's quick. Not throwing off on the parents. I'm just saying, the way we learn, like the parents, they say the parents, when they have kids, they send down their recipes too, so the recipes, they keep eating the same thing. So, my mom got heart trouble because, I got heart trouble because of mom that's not really true. Your mom just sent down them recipes. And so now if you eat the same thing all the time, same thing will happen to you. So we just got to dive into some real serious change. And the only way we're going to do it, once again, is through education. That's the only way. Even with this little kid, we got to find out, we got to educate ourselves a little bit more to figure it out, because he need us. He need us. We got to figure him out. We got to figure out this little kid. We can figure it out. We all come together. We're going to figure him out. But we got to come together. You need to tell more people, to help. You need to bring somebody in to help that little boy. That little boy need help.
Yeah, I remember, if this is the same child, Someone was telling the mom with a child once time, make your child like chicken nuggets, your child like chicken fingers, get some breasts, cut them up, cook them yourself,
Right.
healthy. Don't get the process.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, different things, and
We just got to take
it's going to take a number of things
yeah,
together.
and then we got to take our time. See, the world is so fast now, with the fast food and the food the way they are, and like I spend a lot of time in Germany because I train soccer players and boxers over there, and they don't a lot of the food they're not gonna eat over there. They just ain't gonna do it, and they don't allow a lot of foods over there. And a lot of the European countries, the food that we eat over here, you can't get that over there. You know, McDonald's tastes different than it does over here. It's just different over there. They take care of their people. They really take care of their people. And some, you got a nation like the Cherokee Indians, and I think down there, Alabama, whatever. They take care of their people. They don't rely on the government, the city, none. They take care of their people to the fullest, like we used to do back in the days. We don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore. You don't want me to say nothing to your kid. I don't want you to say nothing to my kid. I don't want to speak to you. You don't want to speak to me. We can walk past each other and almost bump each other's shoulders, and we ain't gonna speak. We are horrible with the social stuff now. We horrible. And everybody talking about, oh, we need to come together. We who? What you mean? We who? Who is that? We ain't gonna come together. Only you gonna come together with the people that's like you. I'm not talking about look like you. I'm just talking about like you, the same type of people that you are, the person that you are. You'll
The
come
same
together.
kind of mindset.
Yeah,
Mhm.
whether you white, black, green, you'll come together with those. I'm a people watcher, so I like to watch. I like to go to the stores and watch different people. You see the white people walk right beside each other, knock each other over without even speaking. I go to Korean spots, they the same way. And then people be like, oh, this and that. No, we all the same. If you get out enough and go around them and you pay attention to different cultures, you'll see we all the same. We all the same. We horrible now.
This is Kanisha. I agree that all races of kids may need help, but I respectfully disagree with your statistics for kids being in a group home versus kids in the juvenile system and jail system, respectfully.
No, I didn't say nothing about the jail because I don't know nothing about the jail. I'm just talking about the experience that I did with the group homes. I see white kids. I don't deal nothing with white kids, so I can't. I'm not gonna say something I don't know. And the juvenile is probably different, but I know that I deal with mostly white. I don't deal with nothing but white kids pretty much. And I got a partner. All he deal with pretty much white kids. That's all I really seen. And I see some black kids in the group home. Now I seen a group home. It was a group home in Columbus, Georgia. I seen about 5 blacks and 2 whites. Now I did do that, but the majority of people that I work with is white.
And that's one thing I can say about the county that I work in, and the place that I work for. Um, they will bring black boys and white boys to us
Right.
for mental health, and not bring where if you're in a county like DeKalb or Fulton, they're gonna bring those little boys to jail. Henry will try to um, discharge some of them to us or send them to us. If they're not too bad,
Mm-hmm.
then we'll take them. If their criminal background is not that bad.
Right.
But when we're talking about, well, we'll have to have you back.
Oh yeah, I'll be glad.
We'll have to have you back so we can talk about the
And I'll bring
criminal.
statistics next time,
Yeah,
so we can all be on the same page. That's what we
yeah,
need. Way. That's education right there. So that's cool. Make me
Yeah.
go out and then find what's really happening.
Sigrid said yes.
That's all I
They're
got.
ready to have you. They're ready to have you back, Coach.
All right, I'm ready to come back.
So we'll talk about some of that, and we'll talk about. Do we have a few minutes that we can maybe even talk about? We have 5 minutes. I know you won't finish, and we'll definitely have you back again.
Oh yeah.
can we talk just a little bit about how can we, since we brought this up, let's just talk about discipline, and then we'll talk about how can we divert when we come back again, and we're talking about the criminal justice system. We'll talk about how we can avert our boys from that. We'll talk about that when we come back. But this time I want to talk about when our children are having these issues. Sometimes they end up in the criminal justice system when it is a mental health issue. But
Right.
but where we are today, in our homes and in group homes and in foster care, how can you give us some ways to discipline our, and girls are beginning to be just as bad as or worse than boys.
Already know. I
Can
see
we
that.
talk about that?
Yeah, I think that we all have to have boundaries. You know, we have to make sure that they, as they say nowadays, we got to stand on it. They got to stand on it. They got to be. You got what I mean by that. It's like if they do something wrong, they got to, they got to come to the front. Like, okay, they did it. I did it. I did it. But a lot of kids won't do that. Even like I got a little kid, the one I was talking about. He quit soccer. I mean, he quit track, and I told him that you don't ever quit. He said, I didn't quit. I said, yeah, that's what you did. You quit. You got to man. You got to man it. You got to be a man and just let it know. Well, yeah, I did quit. It's okay. It's okay. And a lot of the kids I see, they're narcissists. Man, I ain't never seen so many narcissists. They don't do nothing wrong, and they always stroking their ego. So my whole thing with that, I think calling them out. You got to call them out every time. You can't let them pass it. You got to call them out every time, and then you got to set some discipline. And if you're gonna go to bed at 8, you're gonna get up at 7. You're gonna do this at this time, and each day you got to set that, and you got to let them know this is how it is. And a lot of kids do better with structure. I find that a lot of kids do better with structure. You got to put some form of structure in, and they'll do better. But when you don't put no structure, they all over the place. Like some of the parents are all over the place, the kids will be all over the place. And then when they do get to somebody that puts structure, oh man, it's a problem. It's a problem. So just put a little structure in at a time. We're gonna do this, and want to get a little offhand where you went to bed at 8:30. We don't want that. And you do it again. This is what's gonna happen or whatever. But you got to put some boundaries, and you got to make them respect you. Not really make them respect you, but the more you respect them, and they and once they start doing the things that you need for them to do, you start giving back to them or giving a little something or whatever. But be ready now, because they're gonna fall back off track again, and you got to do it again. And just be there for that kid. Just be there for that kid. A lot of us is not really there for our kids. We say we are, but we got our own lives too. So, but the kids really need us to stand up for them, because nowadays, man, it's rough. And some of the kids I see, they don't care nothing about nothing. They so messed up. One kid was like, well, my dad is he's a gangster. My uncle's a gangster. Everybody's a gangster. But then you don't have to be a gangster though. You don't have to be like that. You really don't have to be like that. You have a different choice if that's what you choose. But and another thing with that, we have to take kids out of our environment. And the environment they in now, it's toxic. Just take them out. Every now and then, if you can, just take them out of that and let them go to Buckhead or whatever. Go to different places and let them see how people living, different people living. And they'll be looking around like, what? They living like this? You take them again, for they be asking, when we going to Buckhead again? When we going to, because they like that feeling. It's that energy they're getting. That's that dead energy when, they're in that neighborhood. You got to take them away from that neighborhood. We don't take them out for nothing. We'll leave them in there to rot. Them kids get that same thing day in and day out. Spend some time with your kids. Just take them away. It's not going to cost that much money to drive them to Buckhead, Noon, anywhere that's nicer than where they at. Just get them out. Let them walk around. Let them see other people. Let them watch how other people live. Because we're going to mimic people. We mimic people. So that's what we want. But you got to take them. And that's feeding them, not physically feeding them, but that's feeding them. Take them and let them be fed. Take them to nice places. If you got the time, take them to a real fancy, nice restaurant. Let them see how people live. Let them feel that. I don't know if you, that's a feeling. Once you go to a nice restaurant, once you walk up in there, you be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a professional barber. I used to be a professional barber and a stylist. So when women would come in, they would come in there, they got their head down and, don't feel good about it. Except men the same way. And you could be sitting there talking to a woman and she be conversating and, she conversate all right. When she go get her hair done and come back out, her whole swag is different. And that lady that she was talking to, her, girl, how long you been in here? What you mean? We were just talking. Her whole swag is different. You know how you feel when you get your nails done, you get your hair done? The kids want to feel that same energy. It's the same energy. Just take them somewhere that's nice so they can understand that, yeah, you can live like this or you can get this feeling. And every time they go, they'll get that feeling. They'll want that feeling. They'll get addicted to that feeling. And then you get in their head and education start coming. They'll begin to change. Well, you can do this if you do better in school. We going up to Buckhead. We're going to go in this nice little fancy restaurant. It might cost a nice little penny, but that's okay. That's your kid. Put money back for the kids. Show them kids something different.
And thank you for that. And that's one thing I always did with my grandkids. I took them on vacation, make sure they go into a fine restaurant.
They love it.
But I love fine dining.
Right.
I love my dad.
How do that make you feel?
Oh, I love it. I was raised on it. My dad was a socialite. We had the best as far as social life was concerned. We were top of the line. We always did.
Kids need
Take them and fine. I want to be. I want. If I'm going to a hotel, I want it right.
Right.
I want
and see,
5-star.
That's what you. Right, and that's right. That's what you want to get these kids. They
and I raised my grandkids the same way. Yeah.
They deserve that. These kids deserve that same stuff, and we need to spend that money. We're making it. Even if you're not making it, if you own some kind of assistance, save that money up and take them kids. They're gonna appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. And my sister was the same way with her grandchildren, and our children are raising their children the way they were raised.
Right, and see, this gonna keep going. See, now y'all educated, and they're gonna keep trickling down. Keep on. That's just like when you're in the hood having kids and not getting educated. They having kids not getting educated, and they having kids not stay in the hood. But then it could be that one kid that fall way away from the tree, and everybody, oh, she crazy. She getting all A's. What's wrong with her? And then when she leave the hood, she gone. Now she gonna establish a whole different neighborhood and a whole different mindset to her kids, and she gonna keep that moving forward. Not that she disrespect what she came from, but she don't belong in that. She had to get out of that.
Yeah, that's because the hood is not what it used to be. I'm a hood girl. I tell them I'm not ghetto, I'm hood. I was raised in the hood.
Me too, but I hate to go home. I hate to go home because it's so messed up now.
Well,
the energy
when
I feel
it's not the hood that I was raised.
No, but when I go home the way I feel, I feel horrible when I leave. Ooh, I don't like that energy. I don't like that feeling. I feel so bad. I don't like it. But I do go home. I have to go home, but I don't go home that much.
I love to go home. But my family is top of the line.
See, yeah, but see, it's different.
They don't have a book that they write about that my family fit in, none of that. We are like my siblings, our children, our children's children. It's like there's nothing but love.
See, and that's why I need to be all through the hood.
Yeah, and that is hood love. Yeah, because that's where we come from, right?
Yeah. But I'm talking about
real hood
hoods. Yeah, certain hoods need to have that same hood. I mean, we so against each other now. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, one thing we always knew is that we all each other have, and that's how we love one another.
And that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. If we can get it to understand that, we just got to penetrate their head. I know we can do it though. We just got to come together. We can do it.
Coach Rob, this was the best. It gave us a lot of advice, a lot of guidance for our children. And this is one thing I want to say from Kanisha. Kanisha's last statement was, I definitely agree with this statement, but I'm just seeing it, so I don't know which statement she was talking about.
Okay.
But I want to say this, and if you want to say something about it, it's okay. I want to say that in a group home, you deal with a lot of white kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
and our children are in corrections. I'm just sitting here thinking, those people get their children medicine, they get them help, they get them in a place that doing for them what can't be done at home. Like you say, get out, get somebody else, you need them. So let us begin to get our children help before they end up in corrections. But we'll
Yeah,
talk about that. If you
yeah,
could keep that in mind, bring that up. Is that part of the issue? Can we redirect them when we see them going that way? When we see them at 7 years old um, doing the things that Sigrid said? How do we divert them? Because when you're 7 doing that is one thing, but when you're 14 or 15 doing it, that's a whole nother story.
right. Because it's right around the corner till they locking you up. And the thing about it is the system is working perfectly, and that's how it is. I mean, it's a slick system, and it's our job to come in and work among the system and beat the system because it's set up perfectly. Because like I see it in group home, man, like it was like I said, it was a couple of black kids in there, and they was bad too, and didn't nobody want to deal with them. But I started hanging out with one, but I had a couple more kids, so I couldn't hang out with him as much. But I did hang out with him some, and he would treat me so nice. And whenever I would come in the group home, they would be so nice to me. And I said, I just need to really deal with the guy. I want to deal with him. His name was Darren. I want to deal with him. But then eventually something happened. I think Darren was getting ready to age out, and something happened. He got locked up. And he was getting ready to leave that Saturday. We was gonna hang out. I was taking him to the mall. We just gonna hang out. And I never heard anything back from him. But Darren was the type of guy, he was, as long as you're around him, when I was around him, he would always give me nice love. Always. And always respected me. But everybody, I always hear these stories when I'm not around, because he don't really respect y'all, because instead of y'all listen to this kid, y'all fighting with him. Y'all fussing and stuff and all that. When you start fussing with that, you can't fuss with somebody that's fussing. You just got to listen. You got to be a bigger person and just listen. And a
Right.
lot of
What's causing that? Mm-hmm. What's causing that?
Trauma. He done had trauma, and and then his dad don't want him, his mom don't want him, and who want him? And I tell him, hey, buddy, you can do this, you can do that. And a lot of them, I tell them Mike Tyson stories and stuff, because I've been through that stuff. And so they like to hear that, and that come to respect there. And then the way I talk to them and the way I listen to them, So I don't know, we got a lot of work to do, but we can do it. It's, if we stay together, we just got to come together. Like me and you coming together. Everybody got to come together and quit being so standoffish and mean to each other.
Well, we sure thank you for being here tonight, Coach Rob. This has been a blessing.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm going to talk to some of the people that were asking questions tonight, so you'll know what they're thinking and what they need for the next.
If I can help, like I tell that lady, if I can help, I can get Mr. Moses on it. He can give her a call, and he's a pretty good therapist. So, yeah. But I'll be glad to help any way I can. I'm good. I help.
And could you tell the audience, if you would like to, how to contact you?
My number.
Your email, however,
Coach
whatever
Rob,
you give out.
Okay, Coach Rob .2 CRL@gmail.com.
Well, we thank you for being here with us tonight. You've been a blessing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to stay in touch. See you soon.
All right, y'all keep it free.